Hey, the geometric mean works like this. You get x equals the square root of 8 times 23. Y is equal to the square root of 8 times 31. And z equals the square root of 23 times 31. We did this one in our homework, and we did it in the notes together, same numbers. So if you look back through your notes, you're gonna find that, and you're gonna find videos on how to do all that. It does want it rounded to the nearest tenth, so you switch over to Desmos and you put in square root of 8 times 23, for example, 8 times 23, and you get 13.6 when you round that. So that's this one right here, 13.6. You keep doing that on Desmos, and those are going to be your answers right over here. Make sure you round, obviously, to the tenth place. Number two, it's a Pythagorean triple. It's just kind of hiding. Okay, so 25 something 65 is not a poster on the wall. But if I divide by 5, that comes down to 13. If I divide by 5, this comes down to 5. So 5, 12, 13 is a poster up on the wall. So if we multiply by 5 to get back to here, that gets us 60 on that piece right there. On the next one, we need to do Pythagorean theorem. It's not a Pythagorean triple. So if I put x on this leg right there, so let's put an x right here, I get 10 squared plus x squared equals 11 squared. I get 121. I get 100 right there. And when I subtract 100 from both sides, I get 21 on the right side. And I take the square root of 21 to get the x by itself. Got to take the square root of both sides. Square root of 21, let's see what that is. Square root 21, 4.6. So 4.6, I think it says, round your answer to the nearest tenth, 4.6. All right, let's just double check. Yep, 4.6. The next one, let's see. Find the exact value. So to go from a leg to the hypotenuse in a 45, 45, 90, we multiply by the square root of 2. So 25 square root of 2. That's an exact value right there. Boom, I'm done. On the next one, to go from a long leg back to the short leg, you divide by the square root of 3. So I'm going to divide by the square root of 3, and that gives me 8 for this one right down here, because 8 square root of 3, dang it, square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3. These square roots of 3 are going to divide out, and we just have 8 down here. Now to go from the short leg, put 8 over here on my answer blank, to the hypotenuse, we multiply by 2. So if I multiply by 2, I get 16. On number 6, it says use a calculator to find angle B. So B is right there, right? So 14 is the opposite leg, and 8 is the adjacent leg. So I'm going to use inverse tangent of 14 divided by 8. I jam over to Desmos and I go inverse tangent of 14 divided by 8, and it comes out to be 60.3 degrees if I make sure I'm in degree mode, right? Don't forget about degree mode. 60.3, I think that was. Yes, it was. So 60.3 right here, 60.3. Next one, number 7. It says we're supposed to find angle A. So A is right over here. So I go 90 minus 25, 25, not 1, 25, 90 minus 25 is 65. So this is 65 right there. 65 goes on this blank. And then to find, let's say, AC, so I'll call X for AC, that would be the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse down here. Quite often I circle the hypotenuse with a red circle. And so if I come back to this and I'm going to go opposite over hypotenuse, that's sine, right? Sine of an angle equals the opposite leg divided by the hypotenuse. And so I'm going to go the sine of 25 is equal to x over 12. Multiply both sides by 12. and the 12's over here, divide out, and now I'm down to x equals 12 times the sine of 25. Jam over here, 12 sine 25. I got 5.1. So 5.1 right here. And then you could do Pythagorean theorem to get y over here, or you could do the cosine of 25 equals y over 12. Then I multiply both sides by 12, and I end up with 12 cosine 25. So in my work over here, all I need to do is change this guy right here to cosine, and I've got 10.9. So this one's 10.9. And then this was a little tricky down here. We are looking for the distance from the kid's binoculars down to the whale. What is this distance right here? So I'm going to put an X right there. This distance here is 33. So if it's 20 degrees up there, okay, so 20 degrees would be down here because these are alternate interior angles right there. And then I'm going to do, let's see, sine of 20 degrees because I've got the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. This is a tricky one when x is in the denominator, but there's nothing we can do in this situation to kind of remedy that with the functions that we have. So I multiply both sides by x, and I get 33 is equal to x times the sine of 20. I divide both sides by the sine of 20, and I end up with 33 divided by the sine of 20. Let's go over here, 33 divided by sine 20, and I get 96.5. So 96.5 feet on number 8. That's how we do the test, everybody. Thanks for watching my video.